This must be it. The entrance to the Forbidden Zone.
For real?
But it's just a wall. How do we get through?
Whoa, we? I thought this was Sovereigns only.
Alphen.
Does he even know what to do? Oh my gosh. Nothing? It worked!
Yes! It opened!
Interesting.
What?
If Alphen's presence still opens the way, it would seem the Sovereign of 3 centuries ago and now are considered one and the same.
Whoa, what's that?
What?
What the?
Uh-oh. Memories?
Alphen.
You again.
Tomorrow's the spirit channeling ceremony. We'll finally play our parts as the Sovereign and Maiden. How have you been feeling?
What am I sovereign of? Shuffled from lab to lab, always treated like an experiment. Whenever they look at me, all they see is a Dahnan. I don't even know what their precious ceremony's for, let alone what they're going to force me to do as the Sovereign. Tell me, if we're both in the same boat, why do you seem so calm right now?
No choice. Becoming the Maiden's not something I wanted for myself. But they said Rena's prosperity depended on it. How could I say no after that?
Still, as a Renan, at least you got to decide. Good for you. Meanwhile, I was taken from my homeland. You aren't the captive one here.
It isn't right what they did to you, and I'm sorry for what it's worth. When this is over, I swear I'll help you get home.
Oh.
I can't do this alone. One more day.
How could I say no to that? It's not like I have any choice in the matter anyway. So, what's your name?
It's Naori. Naori Imaris. Try to remember this time.
You don't act like them. Like the other Renans, I mean. How come you treat me like a person?
Because you are. It's true we come from different worlds. But neither one of us asked to be here right now. In that sense, you and I are much the same. We couldn't do this. We wouldn't be able to talk to each other as people if we didn't see the humanity in each other. So I suppose the question you should be asking is, why wouldn't I treat you like one?
You're not like the others.
Maybe they're not like me.
Here's what we'll do. We give them their damn ceremony. You get me to Dahna. That'll be the end of it. I'm taking you at your word on this. I'm trusting you, not them. Naori.
Did everyone see that?
What the hell just happened?
That vision. Did everyone else see it too?
That person Alphen was speaking to, she looked exactly like Shion.
It was Naori. Naori Imaris. Isn't that right?
Yeah, that's right.
She really does look like Shion. I'm beginning to see why Alphen was so confused.
That's all very well and fine, but what did we just witness exactly? It was too real to be a mere hallucination.
It was a conversation we had 300 years ago. The night before the ceremony.
You mean all of that really happened? We just saw an episode straight out of your past?
But how is that even possible? Unless... Could this be the Red Woman's handiwork too?
No, I don't think so.
Why not?
You guys didn't feel it? The moment the entrance opened, it was like a stream of Dahnan astral energy rushing over us.
I felt it too. And not for the first time either. It was the same sensation as back inside the wedge.
That would make sense. After all, vast amounts of Dana's astral energy were being siphoned and sent up here to Lenigus. For all we know, perhaps we're close to the spot where all that energy was stored.
So you think it might have been the energy itself that was responsible for that vision we just saw? But how? And why?
We have no way of knowing. Maybe it's not even as deliberate as all that.
Shion, you okay?
Yeah, it was all just a little sudden. That's all. So that was my ancestor, huh? It was like looking into a mirror.
Yeah, there certainly is a resemblance.
What about you? How are you holding up?
Me?
Even putting aside the question of where that vision came from, it's likely we'll see more of those. Reliving painful episodes from your past. Do you think you can handle it?
I can't just pretend like the past never happened. Besides, if it helps us uncover the truth of what that ceremony really was, it might also lead to answers about your thorns.
Alphen.
That's not all. This whole time, we've been fighting to free Dana from the Renans. But now that we're here, it seems those same Renans might have it just as bad. I'd like to liberate them too if I can. Which is just another reason I can't afford to shield my eyes from the truth.
Whether you're on Dana or somewhere else, you always stay the same. Your indignation and righteous passion, your desire to free and protect, they're all hardwired into you. Not that I'm complaining. Come on, let's bust this thing wide open.
Dang.
Nobody's
Bust
here.
it wide open.
Stay sharp. After that last illusion, there's no telling what could happen in here.
It does look like we're about to, fight something. Anything? Oh. Oh no, the red woman's taking control of her.
Faria, how did you get in here?
Wait, something about her isn't right.
What's wrong with her? She doesn't even seem to know where she is.
Yeah, you're right. She looks just like the soldiers we encountered outside.
Is that the Dark Master Core? What the frick? Okay.
A summoning?
But that's preposterous. She never had that kind of power when...
We can talk later. Here it comes!
What?
Thing was disgusting.
I've never known Faria to control noodles like that before.
How about with a stone that looks suspiciously like a master core?
Where did she get her hands on that?
First the Dougals, then we get some answers.
This one's healing lava! Freeze! Go! It's Lunar corruption! Lunar Mega Ray! I'll heal you all!
I couldn't make it.
Bring you back from death to bits! You get Inferno crossing! Lunar corruption!
Heal my weary companion.
Lunar cure! Shining Supernova! Raging Cascade! In here! Reload! I'll be saving this one! Searing Blade! Reload! Feed it!
Take that! Engulf you!
Mega Ray!
Bestow thy mystic mercy.
Lunar Aura!
Oh, I didn't mean to click her. I meant to do him.
Now you've gone and ticked me off.
You do the same for me.
I'll take you all on. Ha! Flame Demolisher!
I'm on it.
Time to deal some hurt!
Nice.
Anything in armor is all mine!
Forgive me. This is my
Elusive deity! Soaring blast!
Resuscitation!
Take it! You picked the wrong fight!
I'm only getting started. For the steering flame! Reload! Lightning orb! Steering flame! Reload!
Down on the ground!
Going in! I'm out of ammo! I'll be saving this one! Magna Ray!
Shine! Radiant light! Force of regeneration!
More where that came from! Drinking orb! Air thrust!
Dating pile
There! Go! It's over! I'll heal you all! Raging cascade! Here's the circle! Now!
I'm ready!
This one's got your name on it!
Ashes to ashes!
Here I go! 1,000 gales! Carry it as well!
Take the
There! Gusty tail! Got it! Lunar corruption! Here! Searing flame! Reload! Searing flame! Reload! Magic is
Being interrupted.
Oh, what the hell?
I'll heal you all!
Not like this.
Healing surface aid 1! Come forth! Healing security! Thanks! Maelstrom! I'll bring you back from death's abyss! Resuscitation! Magic is gone! Feel over! It's over! Tiger blade! Think again! Now!
You picked the wrong fight!
Ready to go! Steering flame! Reload! Lightning orb! Lightning flame! Reload! Out of ammo! Piercing magic is ammo! Air thrust! Magna ray! Astral energy! You can get
Their ice rings are through on the ground!
Nice.
I'm only
shit.
getting started!
Air pressure!
Magna ray! Thunder shield!
Another ink. It's in your hands now.
In here! I'll bring you back from death's abyss!
Switch to offense.
You picked the wrong fight!
Igneous discharge.
No rest for the wicked.
Healing circle!
Reflect on life.
Tiger blade! I can do this all searing flame! And again! You're mine!
Ow, what the hell?
Tear you to shreds! Magna ray! Gusty nail! Searing flame! It's time to finish this! Die! Consuming wildfire! Back to the spray! Lightning hit! Thunder blade!
Not today!
Lightning strike! Magna ray! Roar! Rain down! Reload!
One final push.
Let's finish this off!
I'll do my best not to disappoint.
Searing flame! Reload!
Time to chill. You're all
ready to win! Thunder blade! Here I go!
Negative gate!
Oh shit.
A new
Raging lunar storm! You picked the wrong fight! Breath of life!
resuscitation!
Companion!
You're mine! There! Yeah, right! I'm all stocked up! It's over! What the?
Okay, I thought I dodged it good, but obviously not.
I can't lose! Gusty nail! I'll bring you back!
This one's all mine! Regenerate!
I can't heal you forever!
I have to train harder.
Oh, I can't resurrect.
A new lease on life!
Inferno crossing.
Resuscitation!
Punishment?
Still got some fight left in me.
Lion power.
I'll bring you back from death's abyss! If it's in the sky, more for the stockpile!
I'm gone.
Breath of life!
Now
Heal my weary companion!
Inferno crossing.
Allow me to help you!
Go! Ready! You're mine! Going in!
Ow.
This can't be happening.
You picked the wrong fight.
This one's mine.
Oh boy.
From beyond.
Ready and ready. I can't.
Thank you. No more deaths.
I'll bring you back from death's abyss. Resuscitation! Now! Get toasty!
Oh boy. Could Sora get up before I did that? Probably not, right? Are we gonna be able to snap her out of it, or are we gonna have to kill her? We can't kill her.
Can you hear me? Faria!
She's preparing another summoning.
Just slap it
The
out
art
of her
she's
hand.
casting is way too powerful to control. At this rate, her body won't be able to take much more.
Dohalim!
Yeah. Oh god, just slap it out of her hand. Thank you.
Forgive me.
Ooh. Okay, good.
Man, I thought we were goners.
Everything okay?
Yes. She's only unconscious.
Not her. I meant you.
Oh.
Shion, please. Can you treat her?
I can try, but I can't promise she'll be back to her real self when she wakes up. All I can do is heal her physically.
We're not even supposed to be in here. Maybe it'd be better if we moved her to somewhere a little safer. Don't you think?
In that case,
I'll take her off your hands.
You?
This dude's been following us
Alvakir,
this whole time.
what are you doing here?
I was curious what you were up to, so I took the liberty of following you to find out. I overheard what you said about Tarnigan, about how he really died. I'm sorry, I had no idea.
And you believed me? What makes you so sure I wasn't lying?
I like to think I know you a little better than that, Dohalim. Give me some credit. I'll take Faria. Leave her with me. I know better than to ask what you're up to. But whatever it is, I hope it all works out.
Thank you.
He seems like a good friend.
He hasn't changed.
Yeah.
He never was one to stand out. Instead, he was always hanging back, worrying about everyone else. As for Faria, it's always the closest to me who get hurt.
You don't seriously blame yourself for what happened to her, do you?
Somebody got to her, to strike back at me. Someone who knew me well enough to know that I'd hesitate to fight back. And the same goes for you as well. Neither you nor Faria would have lost loved ones, if it wasn't for me.
You're wrong. Kelzelik was the one who killed my brother, under orders from Almadria. As for Tarnigan, if it weren't for the crown contest, he'd still be alive. That and the whole damn hierarchy that makes it possible. But that's why we're fighting. To put an end to this whole messed up system that treats people as expendable.
Indeed. Ridding society of this blight is really the only way I know how to atone for my sins.
You can't atone, Dohalim. I know it hurts to hear, but those people are dead. No amount of soul-searching or trying to make amends is going to change that. Forgiveness, acceptance, those ships have sailed.
So I just forget the harm I caused?
No, the opposite, in fact. You remember. You never forget. You keep it in your heart always. And then you go on living. Not for those already past, but for those still alive.
For those still alive.
Kisara's right. So long as we've still got breath in our bodies, we can make a difference in the lives of others. Lives being the operative word.
That's what living's all about. Being able to still make a difference. Punishing yourself for the past won't make the pain of your conscience go away.
Only fixing the problem in its stead. Is that what you're saying?
That's right. You have to live for tomorrow, Dohalim. Not for yesterday. And not only that, you need to live for yourself, and for the change that you still can be.
I shall try.
Don't forget, we've still got a mystery to solve. The Forbidden Zone, remember?
Shion,
Huh?
thank you. You have my deepest gratitude for what you did for Faria.
Glad to be of service.
I'm glad we could stop Faria without hurting her.
You all did much for her as well. I'm most grateful.
Oh, shucks. We're on the same team, right? Let's move on.
Faria the Pawn.
Do you think Faria was really being controlled by someone?
Certainly seemed that way. The question is, who? The Red Woman?
The same person who's behind all of this, I'll bet. Whoever that is.
Brainwashed or otherwise, the feelings of resentment she holds towards me are real.
Someone used her because they knew we'd hold back. If that's not playing dirty, I don't know what is.
It does tell us one thing at least. Someone here in Lenigus is watching us. Someone who means us harm.
There's no question. That attack was meant for us alone.
By someone capable of getting inside a person and manipulating them like a weapon. We need to find whoever it is, fast.
What's the Red Woman? But they don't know that. Oh.
What is it, Rinwell? Do you hear something again?
Yeah. It's that voice.
Here?
The will of Dahna's astral energy.
Oh, another memory? Oh shit. What the hell? Oh yeah, the ritual.
What? There's so much astral energy. But where's it all coming from? It's almost like it's alive.
What the hell? Ooh. The Thorns? Oh! What? What the fuck?
That was the spirit channeling ceremony just now. No, it was more than that.
What the hell was that? It felt like everything was on the brink of... like the whole world was seconds from...
Oblivion. It's the same vision as the one my Thorns show me. A vision of impenetrable darkness that swallows up us and everything else.
An empty void. A nothing so complete and dominating that there aren't even words to describe it. The end of time.
The visions of the apocalypse you've been seeing. If I'd known how bad they were,
So, everything we just saw, those were Naori's memories, right?
That's right. It was as if her innermost thoughts were speaking directly to us. At least I know they weren't mine.
That power flowing into her, it reminds me of Shion's Thorns. If they're what's responsible for all these visions she's been having, then maybe...
Maybe my thorns are made from that same astral energy?
If that is the case, we just found the missing link between your thorns and what happened here 3 centuries ago. No, more than a link. Perhaps even the very heart of the matter.
I've never felt astral energy so powerful. What was that?
If it's the same energy your thorns are made of, it must be dark astral energy, right? And isn't that something only Renans have?
Correct. Dark astral energy is possessed by Renans alone.
And when enough astral energy gathers together, it develops its own form of sentience. If so, maybe that complete oblivion is exactly what the Renan astral energy's will is wishing for. But why?
I don't know. Will can be a pretty vague thing to nail down. It's more of a feeling, just like the will of Dahna.
But the will of Dahna is made up of astral energy too, right? And if that's what's been showing us these visions... I don't know, should we really be getting so involved with this thing?
Dahna's will would never want oblivion.
But you can't say that for sure!
Cut it out, you two.
It's Rena's.
Squabbling over theories will get us nowhere.
Let's keep moving. If it's Dahna's will showing us these memories, then I'm as clueless about its motives as any one of us. But if it could lead us to the truth, then I want to find out more.
Shion's right. All we can do is keep going. If these really are Naori's memories we're watching, there could be truths in them I was never aware of. And I think they may be the kinds of truths I need to confront if we're going to keep fighting.
I'm sorry about what I said earlier. Come on, let's go.
Finally, we begin to understand what the Thorns are.
Yes, and their source. A ceremony that occurred 3 centuries ago.
But we still don't know how to get rid of them. I just hope we can find a way.
No! I cut it off. Fuck. Can you stop walking, child? Shit.
Soon, we might very well learn the truth behind Shion's Thorns, as well as my own past. I have to be ready to face anything. Whatever happens.
Oh
Just
shit,
need a
now
little
turn
time
back.
first. I want to make sure I go into whatever comes next completely prepared.
Yeah. Seeing visions.
That vision we saw. It was as if it was meant specifically for us.
What do you make of it? Do you still think the will of Dahna might be involved somehow?
Maybe it's trying to tell us something. But what?
Well, it could be supernatural. You know, like seeing dead people, messages from beyond the grave, ghost-type stuff.
That's your grand theory? That we're being haunted? Come on, Law.
Wait. He might be closer to the mark than you think. What if a person's thoughts and deeds were to somehow become indelibly etched into the ether of a place? And what if those with a connection could then somehow pick up on them?
You think that's what it was? Some kind of message someone left here for us?
I am merely entertaining the possibility. Whether it was Dahna's will, or somehow connected to the Sovereign and Maiden's powers, I do not know.
Okay, back up a sec. You're saying that if a place is full of enough astral energy, it can somehow show us events that happened centuries ago?
More to the point, how does that much astral energy gather in one place anyway? Seems unlikely it happened naturally.
Whatever it was, it survived here intact for 300 years. Whoever left it for us, the strength of their intent is beyond doubt.
The strength of their intent. Soon, we might have to be ready to face anything. I just need a...
Maybe we should go heal. Let's just go. I don't need to put it off.
Soon, I have to be ready to I'm determined to save Xion and Dana. Nothing I learn can change that.
Yeah? Also, I know I changed all their outfits. Oh, not the pen. I kinda wanna put them back. Oh, wow. There's like a solid white one. Did we just get that? Alright, we're transferring. Let's do it.
Hold up, you guys.
What is it?
I want to look through that room over there. I'm curious what we'll find.
That's the room you visited in your past, right? Sure. We can check it out.
Yeah, that's right.
This looks like some kind of research facility.
A laboratory secreted away in the Forbidden Zone. Why am I past being surprised at this point?
Looks pretty deserted.
Let's check it out. It might give us a new lead.
The Forbidden Zone.
For the people of Lenigus, the Forbidden Zone is the stuff of dreams. Yet here I am, standing within its hallowed halls.
It's off limits even for lords, then? Talk about an exclusive club.
Being exclusive is one thing, but how many important facilities let in only the Sovereign? Doesn't that seem a little strange?
Strange doesn't cover it. If it was only one room, maybe. But a place on this scale? How did they keep it from falling into ruin? Whoever the Sovereign is, they can't manage the upkeep of this whole place themselves.
Did no one ever talk about it when you were growing up?
No, not that I can remember. Then again, Sovereigns and Forbidden Zones weren't exactly breakfast table conversations.
The Forbidden Zone is a hallowed place, at one with the Sovereign's authority, grounds of the one true ruler who presides over all Renans. That is what we believed this place to be. No, what we were made to believe it was. But now, it is finally time to discover this area's true purpose, and why it was kept hidden behind the scenes for so long.
Huh. Giant computer.
I think I can make this work.
Oh, wow.
Well, can you make head or tail of it?
These are experiment records, by the looks of it. Reams of them, dating back hundreds of years. Let's see. A composite being capable of controlling Dahnan astral energy, so as to convert its molecular and elemental makeup.
What?
The creation of a governing central figure, taking the form of a Dahnan. Codename Sovereign.
Sovereign?
Wait, there's more. Research into utilizing force field crystals for the purpose of stable astral energy containment. That must be the Master Cores. With all this raw data, there's bound to be records here somewhere about the Maiden and the Lords, too.
About the Lords? Why would they be on there?
Think about it. The Lord's crests are clearly of a piece with those of both the Sovereign and the Maiden. Not to mention the fact that the contenders to the crown are selected from otherwise regular Renan citizens. In other words, it may be that all Renans are unwittingly being made subject to some kind of grand scheme.
That makes sense.
What about the Sovereign? Does it say anything else?
Where do I start? All I've read so far is the headlines. There's so much here. To sift through all of it would require specialized... Wait.
What is it? Did you find something?
It's a list of names, with the title, Test Subjects, Sovereign. It's your call.
Read it.
Uh-oh.
There must be dozens of test subjects listed here. Hundreds even. All of them failures. Wait. I think I've found one that was successful.
Yeah, Alphen.
Test subject number 1273. Ethnicity, NA. Unique adjustment index, generation, NA. Given name, Alphen.
You're the only survivor.
They re-engineered me. Right here in this lab.
Alphen.
It's fine, really. What about the others? Was I the only one?
Test subject number 10105.
What?
Ethnicity, NA. Unique adjustment index, generation, NA. Given name, Volron.
Volron?
They made another?
That means...
He's only sovereign because someone made him that way too.
Wait a second.
He's the last one. In 3 centuries worth of records, you and Volron are the only 2 subjects on whom the experiment was a success.
Holy shit. Volron's definitely alive then.
But what about the winners of the crown contests? Does this mean that none of them were ever crowned sovereign after all?
Upon victory, the Sovereign shall return to Rena and rule over Rena and Lenigus combined. When a new Sovereign is decided, the outgoing monarch shall relinquish their post and live out the rest of their days on Rena. So we were told. But according to these records, there have only ever been 2 Sovereigns, neither of whom had anything to do with the crown contest. It's all lies, including the part about the Sovereign residing in Rena. The crown contest was never about deciding a new ruler. It must always have been devised for some other purpose.
But even supposing that's true, someone must have been in charge for the past 3 centuries, right? If it wasn't the Sovereign,
The
then
Red
who
Woman?
was it?
Crown contests have been held this whole time, in spite of the fact that there was already a Sovereign. Me. Meaning that for the past 300 years, someone out there has to have been maintaining that lie. The same person I'm willing to bet is behind all this.
The Red Woman?
Oh, I should have changed her hair clip.
It's possible.
Uh-oh.
But that doesn't necessarily mean she's the mastermind behind this scheme. She could be working for someone else. Someone back on the Renan homeworld.
Are there even people on Rena?
Either way, it's fair to say she's definitely involved somehow.
What about the data records? Is there no other information that could help us?
Not that I can see. Just file upon file of experiment results. There's nothing here about who's behind all this, or what their endgame is, unfortunately. I've barely managed to scratch the surface, mind you. You won't be able to read through it all, but you're welcome to take a look through what you can, while we're here.
I'll do that.
So this is where Alphen became the Sovereign. And Volron as well. The significance of this location would suggest...
Hey, it looks like the terminals in here turned on too.
We should look through them. They might contain valuable information.
Oh boy. Toying with lives.
Only 2 sovereigns in over 300 years. So why has the experiment only succeeded twice in all this time? And if that's the case, why keep on doing it? Was there really no other way? Or could there be some other reason?
Dohalim.
Forgive me.
Alphen.
I'm fine. I'm just a little shaken, that's all.
Aww.
I knew what I was already, so it's not like it's a surprise or anything. But it's strange. I've got all this rage inside of me, but I don't even know who it's for. I'm scared that I'll put a face to it, just to have someone to blame.
If that were to happen, then No. Then we'd help you fight it, before you ever got that far. Wouldn't we, everyone?
Yeah, we wouldn't just sit by and watch you spiral out of control.
That's right. No good can come from being consumed by hatred.
If you ever start to lose your way, you can count on us to guide you back. To remind you where home is.
And I would be happy to lend an attentive ear, should you ever have need.
Thank you, everyone. I think I'll be okay now.
I love their little family. Aww. Alright, let's get to reading, I guess. Select a topic to explore. Lords. Each crown contest, 5 of the best qualified members of the Renan populace are chosen to act as lords, vying to serve as the next sovereign. During their tenure, they are granted level 3 authority, as well as 1 of 5 elemental realms to administer and its corresponding master core. They are assigned an ID crest indicating their designated element. The selection process is based only on astral artistry and physical and mental aptitude. Other variables such as age have no bearing whatsoever. Because only the strongest go on to become lords, the position itself does not inherently make an individual any stronger. It should be noted, however, that lords are not the only individuals capable of drawing out the Master Core's powers. All Renans must take part in the selection process, and acceptance of the position is mandatory. It is not allowed for those deemed suitable to decline. Furthermore, in the event that an acting lord is incapacitated and can no longer serve in their position, a replacement must be quickly prepared. Oh. Unique Adjustment Index Test Subject Report. The following is a report on the second successful case of Sovereign Test Subject Experimentation. Test Subject 10105, given name Volron, Generation NA, Unique Adjustment Index, Syntheticity NA. Although subject possesses high latent potential, it exhibits significant mental insensibility along with a strong distaste for following orders. As such, the risk it poses surpasses even those of the last successful subject, itself a failure, and is therefore under consideration for disposal. Addendum? This is the first successful case in 300 years. Previous mentioned risk factors are now mitigated due to established control protocols. Subject is to be evaluated under the assumption that Plan 2 will proceed and will be dispatched to Dahna under the guise of serving as a lord. Master Cores. Master Cores are instruments of power containing astral energy that belongs to one of the 6 elements. 5 of these Master Cores, those with earth, water, fire, wind, and light, are loaned to Renan lords at the time of the crown contest. Only the Dark Master Core is maintained inside the Forbidden Zone until the Renis Alma is ready to be reformed. Its existence kept top secret. Underneath the Master Core's spherical outer layer is a force field crystal used for the purpose of astral energy containment and stabilization. Inside the force field, astral energy is stored in a dormant state. For the duration of this tenure, each lord competes in the crown contest to amass their allotted type of astral energy. In the event of an emergency, each lord may be allowed to withdraw from their respective stock of astral energy as necessary. However, the extent allowed is determined based on their own individual strength. Design flaws have been discovered in how the Renis Alma materializes. By advice, the active Master Cores may resonate with other Master Cores located in close proximity and become unstable. Due to successful regeneration of the Renis Alma, Master Cores will cease to be deployed and the crown contest will be permanently halted. Oh, so they just needed the crown contest for the energy to be put into the Master Cores so they can make the Renis Alma. Okay, spirit cores. Spirit cores are internals used for the collection of astral energy. When embedded in a biological subject, it establishes connections throughout its body. These connections are used to amass astral energy generated from physical activity, which is then emitted from the host body itself. Because this emitted energy is prone to diffuse, the host may be replaced within range of a spirit vessel for the energy to be collected. This means that Dahna must be employed to harvest the astral energy for the purpose of the crown context. Given the difficulty in producing them, it is advised that spirit cores be retrieved from host bodies and reused upon their death. Oh my god. Spirit cores can also be embedded in Zeugles to control them via astral arts. Increased physical load on a host body tends to produce increased astral energy emissions. Final confirmation of ideal workload to impose on host bodies without inducing death for maximum astral energy yields is still pending. That's disturbing. Lenigus. A large-scale astral energy converter that primarily converts the energy composition of Dahna's astral energy and transmits it to Rena. Activation and control of astral energy conversion is achieved by placing the Sovereign Maiden and Renas Almas within the central core of Lenigus. Excuse me? It is comprised of classified and essential personnel resident zones around a large conduit, along with the defensive layers surrounding them. Excuse me. This outer layer is deployed upon activation, unlocking the central conduit while simultaneously functioning as a stabilization mechanism. Due to its design, deployment of the outer layer is expected to cause damage to residential zones. However, because it only takes place during the final stage of the spirit channeling ceremony, no contingently plan to adjust said damage is needed. Until that phase, Lenigus serves as the central base of operations for the management and execution of the crown contest on Dahna. Warning, any personnel with level 3 authority or lower is strictly forbidden from the classified zone. Any violators will be immediately executed. Oh jeez. Detachable harvester? Is that the thing that, the wedge? A massive spirit vessel placed on Dahna for the spirit channeling ceremony. It serves as the tip of Lenigus conduit from which it separates. Upon landing in Dahna waters, it extends two sets of conducting pathways. The vertical pathways connect to the center of Dahna. Meanwhile, the horizontal pathways proceed to envelop the entire surface of Dahna. Once activated, it links to the biological spirit vessels placed in each realm, efficiently harvesting the planet's astral energy en masse. The accumulated energy is then transmitted to Rena via Lenigus. Because construction and adjustment take place in the Forbidden Zone's regulator area, Lenigus outer layer must be deployed prior to launch. Intended to function semi-autonomous, only maintenance personnel are expected to manually interface with it when necessary. No other personnel is required for it to function. Detachable Harvester 1 was lost on Dahna after exploding due to the rampancy exhibited by the Sovereign. Detachable Harvester 2's landing point will remain the same as the one of the previous model. This is due to the explosion of the previous model, which altered the planetary topography, enabling easier connection to the center of Dahna. Oh my god. Did they try this last time with, when, Alphen was here? Sedative Mask? A device covering the wearer's whole face that restricts their mental activity. It is developed for the purpose of pacifying prisoners. Medical applications are also recognized, particularly as a means of preventing patients from sustaining mental trauma. However... Oh, is that what Alphen has? Or had? However, doing so is not recommended, as prolonged use of the device carries the risk of inducing a number of adverse side effects. Due to the loss of production facilities incurred from the partial destruction of Lenigus, additional devices will no longer be manufactured. Brainwashing report. After receiving reports of a robust new form of rule emerging in Dahna's water realm, a study was commissioned to investigate the matter in depth. The system is unique in that it elevates only the Lord as the supreme authority while regulating both Renas and Dahna's alike to enslavement. Test subject number 10105 serves as the realm's current lord and has achieved this without the use of any special powers, drugs, or special devices. Jeez. Rather, it has done so by sheer governance. Given this method's effectiveness, that population control monitoring of the situation will continue. Collapse of cognitive facilities via extreme mental repression rooted in violence and fear has proven to be key to this style of rule. Once a subject loses its autonomy, they become desensitized to fear and subsequently cease to prioritize even their own personal safety. Though such a state is ill-suited for commanding officers, it remains an effective way to cultivate disposable infantry and slaves for manual labor. Soldiers in Lenigus who have undergone this treatment would be asked to secure classified sectors as a trial. The result would be monitored. Bruh. So that mask that, Alphen had on was just to sedate him for a little bit. The Sovereign. The Sovereign acts as Lenigus' central control device for the spirit channeling ceremony. Each one is granted level 2 authority and an ID crest. A Dahnan subject serves as the base of its creation. In theory, idle candidates possess equal affinity for every astral element. However, such aptitude is statistically rare to uncover within real-world conditions. As a result, most subjects die during the adjustment period, and stability is still not guaranteed for those who survive. This instability, coupled with the Sovereign's powers of astral manipulation, pose a high risk to the security of Lenigus if left unchecked. As such, stabilization measures must be put in place via the support mechanisms while utilizing the Sovereign in the spirit channeling ceremony. No effective alternative method to perform the ceremony has been found. Trials on Dahna subjects are authorized to continue. Unit 2 adjustments are a success. Subsequent adjustments are to be put on hold while extended observation takes place. Okay. The Maiden acts as the Sovereign's support mechanism for the spirit channeling ceremony. Each one is granted level 2 authority and an ID crest. A Renan subject serves its functions, providing the Sovereign with the supplemental dark astral it lacks in tandem with the Renus Alma. During the ceremony, it is partly responsible for astral energy conversion as well as maintaining stability over the Sovereign's own powers. Additionally, the degree of intimacy between it and the Sovereign has been observed to positively impact the level of stability in both subjects. Because of this, trial activations of the Sovereign without the Maiden present are expressly forbidden. Furthermore, neither the Sovereign nor the Maiden are to be informed about the details of the spirit channeling plan. Mental instability in the Maiden has been deemed the cause of the past Sovereign's rampancy. Countermeasures must be considered. In line with plan adjustments, the current subject will have its Maiden registration revoked and be returned to its original household. So, the reason why Alphen went berserk is because of the Maiden being unstable in the ceremony. Man, this is all messed up. What the hell is happening? Like, what's the purpose? Again. You see a lot of numbers. Looks like logs of alignment between subjects and Lenigus proper. Okay. Oh, there's a box. It's equipment for monitoring subject. It probably had a failure disposal mechanism as well. Are there any more? No? Okay, let's go to the other room. This is Alphen's room. A room unchanged over 3 centuries, like if time itself has stopped here. You don't say. Another memory!
Naori, I...
Don't talk.
Is he naked? What the hell?
I have to do this. I gave you my word that I'd help you return to Dahna. The next time you open your eyes, you'll be home.
But you...
My place is here with my people. I still have a duty to fulfill. I'm sorry for what you've endured. Rena never should have dragged you into this. It's not your burden to bear.
But...
The mask contains a sedative. It should keep your mind from tearing itself apart any further. Let yourself go to sleep. This should help with the pain.
Yeah, for 300 years, honey, and then some.
Time to go, Elfin. Farewell.
Naori.
Man, she made sure to knock his ass out.
His injuries are worse than I thought. Short-term treatment isn't going to cut it.
Ah.
I'll have to switch the healing pod to long-term hibernation mode. The chance of surviving hibernation's less than 10%?
What?
And worse, long-term use of the mask carries a high risk of damaging his mind and nervous system. But...
Oh, shit.
If I don't head back, Lenigus will be nothing but ashes. And this starship along with it. I don't know if I can fulfill my promise to you, Alphen. But if doing this will grant you even the slightest chance, I have to try. I hope it's enough. Please, live for me, Alphen.
Aww.
That vision. It must have been from when Naori helped Alphen escape Lenigus.
She sure went above and beyond the call of duty.
Even with Lenigus crumbling down around her, she chose to stay put with her people.
So that's why you lost your memories and sense of pain, and why you were asleep for that whole time. It was all the result of one agonizing decision Naori made to save your life.
Yeah. If it weren't for her, I wouldn't even be alive today. I owe her everything. More than I could ever hope to repay.
Now that you know how she felt, how do you plan on honoring her wishes?
She kept her promise. If the Renan people she fought so desperately to protect are at risk from a malevolent force, then I owe it to her to carry on her fight. Naori was the one who put that mask on me, and made me Iron Mask.
She did it to prevent your soul from tearing itself apart. She knew you might lose your memories and sense of pain as a result. But more than anything, she wanted you to survive. And you did.
What the heck is this room? Aw, nothing on this side? Rip. Ew, I don't like how this door looks. Ugh. Oh.
This place. We've seen this in
Oh
one
yeah,
of
this is where
Naori's
they did
memories.
this ceremony.
Of course. After 300 years, this is where it was held. The spirit channeling ceremony. This is where the Renans Alma was.
So this is the place where you and Naori...
The Renans Alma isn't here now. Nor is the Red Woman, it seems.
I know it's difficult, Alphen, but there will be time to dwell on the past later. For now, we need to keep moving. Come on.
Oh. y'all doing?
Naori.
What is this? Is it the work of Dana's will again?
It's been a year since the ceremony. That day, I shut away inside of myself the power that caused Alphen to lose control. Since then, my visions of the future have grown more and more fearsome.
Is this another memory? No, it's different this time. It's like she's speaking directly to us.
What we did back then. Not so much as a day passes when I don't think about it. About what was done to us. All in the name of a ceremony. The purpose of which we were never even told. As Sovereign, they linked Alphen's consciousness to Lenigus itself.
What?
The Renis Alma was intended to control his power, lest anything should slip through its cracks. That day, as Maiden, my role was to temper his power. I was meant to guide it forth, and give shape to the strength inside of him.
Linked to Lenigus itself? But then, everything that's been happening.
But that power showed me a vision. A vision of oblivion. When I realized that vision was a prophecy of the apocalypse we were about to unleash, I couldn't go through with it. But without a maiden, the ceremony was doomed. Alphen lashed out, his consciousness no longer his own. I did what I could. Using my abilities as the maiden, I tried to seal that power away inside of me. But it was too late. Lenigus had already been brought to its knees. Thousands upon thousands of lives so cruelly snuffed out. All because of me. Because of what I had done. With the destructive force now slumbering inside of me, I knew I had to find a way to dispose of it. Anything to make up for my failure. But I didn't know how. Especially since that power was astral energy itself. In which case, ironically enough, the Renis Alma seemed to be my best bet. That, at least, would hold the astral energy dormant. Assuming that no malevolent third party got to it first. With the Sovereign and Maiden's combined power, perhaps I could shift the chaotic energy inside me into the Renis Alma instead. That's what I hoped, but alas, it was not to be. The Renis Alma was lost, and Alphen, the Sovereign, was in a starship bound for Dahna. My only choice was to seal away the destructive force inside of me using my powers as the Maiden, to buy the world what little time I could. The time needed for a new Renis Alma to be crafted, and for a new Sovereign to appear. Even if by doing so, it meant I would be passing the curse onto my descendants as well. Please, forgive me. I never meant to burden the future world with this threat too. I only wish that there was something more I could have done.
Wait, you can't just...
Naori.
That message just now, was it directly from Naori? Or was it the Dahnan voice speaking through her?
Whoa, 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 wait, we got new outfits? Hold up.
What?
These are the clothes that Naori and I wore during the ceremony 3 centuries ago.
So you're saying this is the maiden's outfit?
That's right. These clothes are designed to resonate with the Sovereign and Maiden's abilities. They focus and enhance them.
And they appeared now because...
Naori must have left them here for the new Sovereign and Maiden, knowing the day would come when they would need them in their fight against the Thorns.
Sure.
These outfits are directly linked to the answers we've been chasing this whole time. If they're here, it must mean it was Naori's will for us to find those answers as well.
Locating the Renis Alma would allow us to neutralize the dark astral energy inside Xion, thereby silencing her thorns. Is that what Naori's suggesting?
Yeah.
It makes sense. After all, Master Cores and Spirit Vessels are both able to prevent the astral energy inside them from developing sentience. By that logic, it would stand to reason that the Renis Alma would have the same ability on a larger scale.
We have a Maiden and Sovereign. Now all we need is the Renis Alma, and we'll finally be able to free you of your thorns. Xion.
It's possible? You really think so?
I do. We can rid you of your thorns and stop the world from falling to oblivion.
However, the spirit channeling ceremony already failed once. Even if our goal is different this time, we can't be sure the same thing won't happen again. We should take care not to be too optimistic.
You're right. It's the barest sliver of a chance. But if there's even the slightest hope it can work, I'm willing to stake everything I've got on it.
I know it's too early to let myself feel relieved, but I just can't seem to help it. Just hearing there's the slightest chance, even though I know the world's still in great peril. It's selfish of me, I know, but still.
No, it isn't. You found hope to believe in. It'd be strange if you weren't over the moon about it.
Rinwell's right. We can rid you of your curse and still save the world at the same time.
Thank you. Naori entrusted us with the fate of all humanity. Now, it's up to us to prove that trust was well placed.
Starting with a little game called Hunt the Renis Alma.
Yeah, we've come all this way. Now we just need to search Lenigus and Rena until we find it.
Yeah, we can protect the world and save Xion at the same time.
I too shall lend my services. My knowledge of Renan lore is bound to be a useful asset.
And they say modesty is dead.
Miracles just seem to follow wherever you go, huh?
How do you know it's me they're following? We're all in this together, Xion. You included.
Aww. I love that
Now let's get
outfit,
moving,
though.
shall we? Last I heard, we had an apocalypse to stop. Thank you, Naori. So Naori sealed away the power that made me lose control of myself. She stopped my rampage and saved my life. But then, that power she'd sealed away was passed down to you. I'm so sorry, Xion. It's my fault that you're cursed.
You're wrong. What happened to you was because of the ceremony, and Naori's attempt to stop Oblivion. You paid a heavy price for it, and then fell asleep for 300 years. The reason you lost your memories.
Is the reason for your curse.
The Thorns.
It all leads back to them. But once they're gone, we can finally put an end to all this.
When my thorns are gone, I never dared to dream that such a thing could be possible. No, the truth is, I think maybe I've always been dreaming about a life without my thorns. The touch of my family, or playing with my friends, holding hands with Rinwell, or giving Law a deserved smack, embracing everyone. All the normal things that people do together. I always wished I could experience them for myself and finally know what they were like. Is it really okay for me to believe it can happen? I'm so scared of getting my hopes up. What if it doesn't work out in the end, and...
That's not going to happen. I'm here to make sure it won't. Forget fate or destiny or anything else. We're going to live a normal life. There are a lot of things you still want to do, right?
Yeah, you're right. It's such a strange feeling. I know that we've still got plenty of fighting up ahead. And it's for my sake. So I can live.
You're worth fighting for.
Aww.
I believe you, Alphen.
Good. I'll keep on fighting. For as long as it takes. Until our future is finally in our hands.
Oh! Latest maiden. Hey, what's that? CP restoration when full? Oh! Holy shit! What are we working on now? Screw that, I want this.